how to start your business as an independent nail technician. Alright, so you sat through nail school, you chewed your nails up from the anxiety of taking the state board exam, you passed your nail exam, good for you by the way, and so now you have your nail license on hand and wondering, how do I set up shop and start getting paid? In today's video, I'll be showing you what you need to legitimately start doing business as an independent nail technician. Hey there, I am Paola at PaolaPonceNails.com, and in this channel we talk all things Japanese gel nail and entrepreneurship in the nail industry. If you're interested in any of these topics, do consider subscribing. Now back to the business of doing nails. What are the legalities of doing business as a nail tech? Do I need a business license? How about a business bank account? So recently I received an email from a viewer asking how to actually go legit. Yes, she legit used the word legit, so I'm sticking to it. And at first I didn't quite understand what she meant by that, going legit as a nail tech, because she had mentioned she already had her license, and so in my head that sounded pretty legit. But shortly after reading a bit more, I was like, I know what you mean, like how to be legit. Okay, enough. What she meant was how to set up the back end of her nail business so that she can indeed be a business now that she was a licensed professional. Do you get it? And so what this viewer expressed to me was that there aren't very many resources, and that is true, that tell a nail tech how to properly set herself up to do business independently in nails. For example, things like, do you need a separate business bank account, or can you use your personal one? Do you need a business license? How do you report and keep track of your income? How do you even take payments from your client, etc., etc.? And then I was like, I get you, girl. Yeah, there really isn't much out there, isn't there? So in today's video, I will be showing you 7 things you need to have to start operating as a nail business. And I am more specifically talking to the independent nail stylist, not as an employee in someone else's salon. Not that there's anything wrong with working for someone else. And just briefly, note that there are a few ways to operate as an independent stylist. You can rent a space within a full service salon. You can lease out of a salon suite or other type of building, or you can do session work like for runways and celebrities. If you were thinking of doing mobile or house calls, however, do check with your state and county before you start to see if it's permitted. And if you're wondering what the legality of a home-based business is within the states, do check out a previous video I made on this topic. So within this list, there are modern ways of doing business that if you don't adapt to, you could be leaving, and I'm almost guarantee that you are going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. And that is why I am including them as a must in this list. So here are the 7 things you must start setting up to get started doing business as an independent nail tech. Number 1, a nail tech license. Technically, to start doing business as a nail tech, all you need to do is find a licensed establishment. But obviously, if you are going to be in this building, whether a suite or just a space within a beauty salon, you will have had talks to the salon owner, who is now technically your landlord, about lease or rental agreements. Number 2, sign up to a merchant processor to start collecting payments from clients. A merchant processor is just the company that will be collecting your card payments. You can choose to be cash only, but I think, again, you leave a lot of money on the table this way, as I find customers to be more generous tippers when they can use their card with you. In the salon, I liked using Square and used it for the majority part of doing nails in the salon. When I first started my business, I checked out a few other merchant processors, and I think merchant processors were like booming and coming out of the woodworks, and so that is the reason that I actually tried. Well, I think there was like 2 or 3 other ones, and then I just kept returning back to Square because They were just that much better. I prefer the platform way better. Also, you do you, but I would refrain from using instant cash apps like Venmo or Cash App, as apparently it can be somewhat common for customers to cancel a payment. Number 3, establish a booking system. Logging your clients and appointments via pen and paper is okay and maybe therapeutic, right? But going virtual allows you to send appointment reminders. The clients can require to change their appointments, and you can typically email them within the software. Having an online booking system is detrimental for any independent stylist. Consider it your own personal front desk. It literally takes so much of the small to-dos off of your hands and keeps you focused and engaged on the client while working on them. And while on this topic, you'll notice that in this list, I will not be mentioning having a website as a prerequisite for starting a business. A website is great. It's like a great portfolio. It's a great place to showcase your brand, but I'd much rather you invest your time and energy on designing your menu so that you can start sharing your booking link ASAP. That, my friend, is what's going to get you paid. Now, if you would use Square as your merchant processor, they actually also have a booking system. Oh, yes, they do. Which, by the way, now it is offered for free. Yes, and it is the best merchant processor and booking system, in my opinion. It is super streamlined and easy to use. Their booking system used to be $30 per month, and even then, it was totally worth it. I was on the payment situation there, and when they decided to go free, I actually stopped taking salon clients. So my luck. Number 4, immediately start tracking expenses. The easiest way to do this is by having a separate debit or credit card. Now, this may beg the question, Paola, do I then need to open a business account even though I am not really making the big bucks? The answer to this question is yes, if you are doing business in any other name other than your own, and or you are a corporation or LLC. Now, the answer to this same question is no, if you are doing business in your legal name. So there is an advantage of doing business in your own name. Maybe you can hold off a little bit on that nice, trendy, edgy brand name, but you don't have to. Now touch on this a little bit towards the end. So take me as an example. I did business in the salon under my own legal name, Paola Ponce Nails, which meant I didn't have to open a separate business account. Now at that time, I happened to have 2 checking accounts. Not that I had 2 big booming incomes. I just happened to have that opportunity via my bank. And so I just dedicated one to business. And as soon as I could, I applied for one of my bank's credit cards. I did that so that I could start earning points or cash on purchases and then reinvest that in my business. Why not? But most importantly, to log all of my business expenses. And you'll need to do this too. So essentially, my credit card was where all of my expenses went, and my checking was where all of my income went into. Now, to properly categorize your expenses, because this is something the government wants to know come tax season, I would highly recommend you sign up for QuickBooks, and all you need is just the self-employed version, which is really affordable. I'll touch on that in a little bit. All QuickBooks is a small business accounting software program that helps you manage your business's income and expenses and really prepares your books come tax season. And just like your booking software, QuickBooks is like having your own personal assistant for your books. And it is currently super affordable, by the way. I checked prior to making this video, and it is currently only $7.50 per month, which is a steal. Now, you can go ahead and buy the physical software that you can then install into your computer, but these, if they get outdated, you won't be able to update unless you buy the next one. Maybe you'll see that you've seen them in Office Depot or whatnot. So if you just pay them monthly online, then you will continue to get the new upgraded version. So once you've got a separate account or credit card for your business, all you have to do is link those accounts to QuickBooks, and it very nicely pulls all of your transactions, which you can then start categorizing for tax purposes. Now, you can track expenses the old way by keeping a book log and saving all of your receipts, but I find it much more convenient when I can use my designated credit or debit business card without having to worry if I miss logging an expense. total peace of mind. Keep in mind that as of 2019, the IRS does not need you to hold onto receipts lower than $75. You can simply log your purchase without keeping the receipt. For any expense $75 or greater, keep the receipt and make sure the purchase is also logged. Now, this must of tracking your income and expenses is so necessary for so many reasons. Yeah, super necessary. But also, don't you want to know at the end of each year whether or not your business is actually making money? Or maybe you should go get like a real job. By keeping track of my business, as I have shown you thus far, this is how I did it. I was able to realize that the first 2 years of me doing nails independently, I really barely was breaking even. So by year 3, I really had to reconsider if this was going to work out for me as a real income or just remain at the hobby stage and I would have to pick up a job. Thankfully, things took a turn for the better, and after finding my niche, I soon after became a top earning manicurist. Check out the free training in the description box below after you're done watching this video to learn a bit about my story and how to reach 6-figure success as an independent nail stylist. Now, as a sole proprietor, that is what you are if you are going into nails independently, by the way, and without becoming an LLC, you do need to make estimated tax payments of your income, as nothing is being withheld from your income, like an employer will withhold from your paycheck. It is an estimation, but usually about 25% of your income for that quarter, you should estimate and pay out to the government. I know it sucks. Our income is not really our income, but if you overpay, you will get a refund at the end of the year. However, if you underpay, you can incur a small penalty fee unless your margin of error is within $1,000. Sorry, this one was a long one, but I think personally to me, as a business owner, it is the most important one. So maybe hopefully now we can start getting into some fun stuff. All right, on to the next thing to set up to start doing business as a nail tech. Are you ready? Number 5. Okay, not quite fun yet, almost. Mileage log. Although your miles most likely will not come from visiting clients and you cannot deduct your commute miles, so from home to work and from work to home, there is one subtle trip purpose nail techs fail to log, and that is trips to buy supplies or attend business related events, primarily the supply one. Now, I used to really like going out to buy supplies or shenanigans to update my nail space, and so logging my miles was like a bonus. And I did so frequently that I started using an app called Mile IQ. It would literally log all of my car trips, and every so often, I would jump on the app and categorize my work-related trips as such. Then, come time to file my taxes, I simply printed my log with all of my totals and handed that over in my QuickBooks yearly summary too to my tax preparer. It was super convenient. By the way, I believe that this MileIQ app is now able to sync to your QuickBooks self-employed software for super easy and streamlined accounting. If you don't do too many trips to justify a mile logging app, you can totally do it via pen and paper. And if you're wondering what information you need to log, mileage logs require total miles to and fro, date, place, and business purpose. So I hope you are learning thus far that as an independent stylist, my friend, the more apps, and hopefully you are taking me up on the recommendations, the easier it is for you to focus on just being the nail artist. Again, you don't want to be pretending you are a boss babe when in reality you are just being your own front desk or accountant. Likewise, you don't want to be blindly doing business, not knowing truly what your take home is. That is just simply not smart business. And at that point, like I said, and I came to the conclusion too, I might as well just go get a job. Knowing my numbers via everything I have shown you thus far gave me the confidence to raise my prices. I had no shame in my game, raising my prices $5, $10, $15, $20 because I knew what I was making, and if I wanted to give myself a raise, or I was switching to better quality products, or I was getting better at doing nails, I needed to incentivize myself for that growth, just like a boss will incentivize you for a promotion. So keep that in mind. Remember, at the rate I was going on my first 2 years, I would have been making minimum wage, and that sometimes wearing 5 different hats, burning myself out just to have the privilege to call myself the boss. Yeah, it was a true wake-up call, let me tell you. But it was a good one, and I'm glad that, you know what, I learned from my mistakes and I quickly changed things up. Okay, the next thing on our list of must to start doing legitimate business as a nail technician is number 6, liability insurance. And I don't want you to freak out about this one. It sounds more liable and expensive than it really is. Our industry has liability insurance for us nail techs for as little as less than $150 per year. Yep, for $150 or less, can you afford not to have it? I don't think so. Your building or salon owner will probably have their own insurance that may protect some aspect of your space, but they are not responsible for any personal blame from a customer incident towards you, my friend. This is why you should opt in for this liability insurance. And again, for $150 or less, can you afford not to have it? And to make things super easy for you, I'll link you to a trusted industry source down in the description box below. The next thing on your list is number 7, business cards. Now, this is where the fun begins. Sorry I had to put you through the boring stuff first, but believe me, it is super necessary. Now, all you need for a business card is your name, the form of contact you prefer, whether that's email, text, or call, and your booking website if you have one. Remember, booking link is more important than a website. You can totally start adding branding like logos and slogans if you're there. And you're probably wondering, Paola, do I really need a business card? Here you are having me go all virtual, and now you want me to pay to print stuff? All right, hear me out. The biggest tip I can give you as a beginner tech is to leave a referred by blank space on the back of your card. Give 5 to 10 cards to every single client that sits on your chair, and before you hand them out to her or him, write their name on the back of them. They won't do it on their own or they'll forget, so you do it for them. That way, when the referral books with you, you know who sent her your way. For this referral program to work, I want you to incentivize both your client for referring them and the referral for having come in with either a small discount or free nail art of your choosing. Totally up to you. I doubled my bookings as a newbie nail tech simply by adding a referred by space behind my business cards. So I've given you the 7 musts to start your business as an independent nail tech. Do not make things complicated. This is a super slim list to get you up and running legitimately if you're going solo as a nail tech. You can definitely make things a bit more challenging by leasing or renting more space than you need, filing for EINs or LLCs when it's just you, or when running your business by not using your name. This last one isn't necessarily a big deal. So if you don't want to do business using your name, maybe you have a fun name for your business that you would much rather brand and promote, and that's totally cool. But just know that if you do that, then you're going to have to file a DBA document. DBA stands for doing business as, and you will file this with your state or county's office. So now you have a list to get you up and running as a professional and legal business, like my viewer said, legit, okay? So I want you to remember that the beauty of going solo doing nails, and it is a beauty, I enjoyed this so much, especially in the beginning, is that you get to work on yourself for yourself and enjoy all the little things of being self-employed, booking your own schedule, dressing however you want, your brand, your business, this, that, and the other. But you gotta be responsible and you gotta do those legalities in the beginning. If you bite more than you can chew, you will rob yourself of all of the fun of creating your own business in the beginning, the type of nail art or services you want to specialize in, and the clients you really want to attract. So keep it nice and streamlined. Follow the list in this video. And if this video cleared up some things for you and you would like to see more of this type of content, like and subscribe. And for bonus points, why not pass it along to a friend? Have a very merry start to the week, and I'll see you in the next one.